Welcome, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about getting your child credit as soon as possible. Oh, I just had this huge lunch. Pretty sure I have a food baby. Oh, just roll the clip. Welcome back. Don't worry, delivery went perfect. Beautiful baby. So, credit. Credit is important for your child as they grow and become independent. Getting their own home, car, business, you name it. Credit is important. Can you function in life without credit? Yep. Does having good credit make life so much easier? Absolutely. But what is credit? Well, credit is like a report card for your financial responsibility. And don't get me wrong, I don't really agree with that because I know people that have zero, zilch, nada credit and are still uber responsible with their money. But credit is used to determine if you're good for that loan or for many other reasons. That could be getting a job, a cell phone, car insurance, a place to live, or the utilities that go along with that house. So however credit has either helped or hindered you in life, your kids are going to deal with the same thing. So let's figure out a way to start them on the right foot. So your credit is rated on a scale of 300 up to 850. And I have no clue what monkey decided 300 to 850, but here we are. This makes about as much sense as professional turkey riding. Can you envision that? Woo. So ideally, you're going to want to be about in the 670 to the 850 range. This is going to be where it is in the good to excellent category. And once you're in about the 750 and higher, there's really a small amount that you're going to gain going from, say, 770 to 790. It really just kind of washes away at that point because you're in the excellent category. I go into more depth on credit in another video where I talk about how to increase your credit score, repair your bad credit, or maybe you have no credit at all. So how do you start your kid off with good credit? Well, first and foremost, it's going to start with financial responsibility. You have to teach your kids what to spend money on, what not to spend it on, how to save. You need to teach them that responsibility while yet still realizing that kids, they love silly things. They're going to want things like Pokemon cards. My kids have so many Pokemon cards around here, but they love them. Have no clue how to play this game. Or, of course, the 82nd stuffed animal named Muffin. Kind of smells good. Of course, they always want weird things as well. Oh man, this thing stares into your soul at night. And we can't forget about books. No, I'm okay with them reading books. My son loves Harry Potter. I don't know how many times he's read this series. Kudos on you, JK. But you get the picture, right? Ask me how I know. So one thing you can do is start your child with an account as soon as possible. And I say this because one category that is based on their credit is the length of the longest account that they still have active. The top tier of that is an account that is 25 years old or longer. That's a long time, and I still haven't reached my top tier. And I got my first account when I was 22 years old. If you can get an account before that time, it makes it that much sooner that your child can get that top tier ranking in their credit. And just think, starting something so early can still affect that child when they're in their 40s and 50s. So another option is to get your child a secured credit card. Did little Timmy have a birthday just a little bit ago? And did Graham come and give Timmy a fresh old Benjamin? Well, Timmy can go deposit that $100 into a secured card and use that like cash. See, that secure card will only let you spend the amount of money that you have in the account. It's not like a typical credit card where you can spend $5,000 that you don't have. You have to have that money in that account. It teaches financial responsibility without the risk of overspending. So a great option is to start them very early in life, and you can do that if you already have a credit card. What you want to do is add them as an additional user. And by the way, I have a Capital One Venture card. I love this thing. I get all kinds of points. But when you sign them up, they get their own card, just like that, and then they're automatically entered into your card. They don't have to qualify. And what that does is it gives them your credit limits, it gives them your payment history. But what you're going to need to do is make sure that your credit card reports to the credit agency. Now, obviously, if you don't have good paying habits, if you're horrible, you don't make them on time, you keep high balances, I would not recommend this for your kids. This is only going to start them on the wrong foot rather than the right foot. So make sure if you're going to do this, you have good standings with your credit cards and you pay on time. So on this card, if you have, say, a $25,000 limit, you may be worried, well, Timmy's going to have a $25,000 limit and he's going to come back with a car full of Pokemon cards. At least that's what would happen with my kids. Well, you can actually set each card on different limits. So say you want to put them on a max spending of $500 or $1,000, you can do that. And also most credit cards on their bill, they will break them down on your spending, maybe your spouse, and your kids along with that as well, however many you have on there. So then you can see who's buying what, and no one's going to slip in a purchase and say, that wasn't me. I don't know who that was. That must have been my sister. That would be my kids. Now with this, you might say, well, Adam, what age can they be on? Most cards really don't have any sort of age limit or age restrictions. I'm sure if you just had your baby, little Timmy just got born, can I get him on a card? You might have a little bit of concern there. Well, my youngest is 9, easily qualifies. So get your child on there as soon as possible. So now you got this additional user card for little Timmy, and you have one of two options. Remember, this is still your card, so you're ultimately responsible, and maybe you don't quite trust your child. So you could either give it to them or not and say, have a nice day. Remember, not all kids are responsible, so they may be too young in order to use this card. But now you have the option, and the child is getting credit because that card is in their name. Keep it in a safe place until they are responsible and ready for it. So another option when your child turns 18 is to get them their own card. Let them have that freedom of their own card in their own name. But just know that you may still have to be a co-signer for that. And what that means is that you're on the hook just as much as your child is. So if they're not going to spend responsibly, if you haven't taught them how to do that, you will be on the hook for it. So you're going to want to have just as much authority on this card as your child because you're responsible. You want to be able to decrease the spending limits. You even want to be able to cancel this card just in case there's one heck of a Black Friday sale. The last suggestion I'd like to make is to get a simple loan. Just get a loan, whether it be for $500, $1,000, $5,000. Maybe your son or daughter wants to buy something and already has the money for it, but you want to build their credit. So go get a loan, get their name on it, and buy a computer, buy an electric scooter, buy something that they want that costs some amount of money so that you can set this up. And then put the money in account, set up auto payment, and you never have to think about it again. Now, don't forget to add in what that interest is going to be, and you can always pay it off sooner, say in a year or 2 years, depending on what you have that set up with. I actually know some adults that use this method. If they have poor credit or no credit, they use this to build it up. So what happens is you pay off that loan, you get that on-time payment history, and boom, you now have better credit. Now, some of these ideas are out of the ordinary. Not everybody would use these types of things, but I'm trying to be creative and help you get your child off on the right foot. When you have really good payment history and relationships with your credit card company and your bank, they will often do things for you that they wouldn't normally. But you have to ask. So I hope I provided some value for you and got your creative juices flowing on how to start your child off on the right foot. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, do so now. I don't know why you haven't already, but I'll see you in the next video.